All right, good morning, guys. It is ugly today. Now, this Fed announcement's supposed to come here, I think, in an hour. So, I don't know if anything's going to happen. I mean, there's stocks with PR, but most of them are crashing. See, is Thinkorswim going to act crazy? Just the IFMK, I guess. POLA. Getting a little pop here. Not a ton of volume on it yet. MYT's up 1,000%. Well, it did. What am I looking at here? Oh no, this had to be a reverse stock split. Yeah, this is a reverse stock split. It's not up 1,000%. Yeah, that's all I just. That's just a reverse stock split. I wouldn't put too much into that. And that float's going to be extremely low right now, but. Yeah, usually if something is up in pre-market like 1,000% or some crazy number like that, it's probably a reverse stock split. But plus, it's only had 900,000 in volume, so for it to be up 1,000%, look at this. Acre positive results with their vaccine and selling off hard right here. Solo launching Drive Solo marketing campaign, selling off hard. This is MOXC was climbing, selling off hard. What is that watch list supposed to be? I don't even know what that watch list is. Swim lessons? Oh. Let's see, top 10 gainers. VBI. Somebody hammering something. Somebody's outside hammering something. My dog's going crazy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on outside my house, but apparently somebody's building something. VBIV here is popping up. Even if it breaks 443, man, it's a big float though. I don't know, in the 1 minute it looks like it might curl over. I'm not going to touch that yet. I don't know if I want to touch anything at the current moment. C4. VBIV, even though it is a higher float, can rip. Got upgraded to strong buy. Price target raised to $9. I'm going. Starting to pop through this uptrend right here. And it is going to run into 455. Let's see if this keeps breaking out or not. Big sellers at 450. They're getting taken out pretty fast though. Yeah, there we go. Hitting that pre-market high right now. Boom, right through that pre-market high. New high of the day all the way up to 460. Look at here. Look at this thing go. Oh, with the 465. Where's the, let's see what next resistance is at. It's got room up to 5. Yeah, it's got room up to 5. There's no other resistance behind. Let's see, 4. And maybe 475 is some resistance, but there's a gap to fill back at $12. I don't know if it'll go that high, but certainly a nice pop so far out of this downtrend, hitting that new high a day. I think probably 5 would be my price target on this. If it can continue to climb, we'll see. That was a pretty decent pop. Some pretty nice volume on this too. Yeah, 10 million. So we're going to push through 470 here. Look at this. All the way up to 475. Still pushing. So it does look like at 475 area is going to be some resistance. But I'm gonna try to hold this. Keep an eye on this, but I'm gonna try to hold it to 5. See if it can get up there. Oh, it's getting a little bit of an upper shadow. A little bit of a flag forming on the 1 minute. It's consolidating right now. PED. I don't want to turn away from this right this second, because if it breaks up out of this flag, it could keep pushing up here. A nice rip so far on PED, but it hit that 200 day and came right back down. There's some potential here, but I want to wait for a bit of a pullback first. See if EBIV still trying to push. See, it's going about to break through 475. Here we go. Very nice. Very nice. Through 480. Very nice. Let's go. All right, well, good job. If you nailed a profit on it, it's just hard for me to kind of look at another stock at the moment while this is in the middle of a rip. Watch 484. Where you see 484 at? as resistance on this. Okay, I see right here. I see what you're talking about. One life right here at the bottom. I don't think that's going to be enough to hold this back from 5. But it may be. We'll see. I think if it's pushed this far so far, it's going to... Traders are going to try to push it up to 5. And this is getting a lot of volume. I mean, we got 15 million in green volume candles so far. We'll see. That, you know, all that buying volume could start selling. On VBIV right now. You see 475 still acting as a little resistance, but not much. That's why I don't think that 480. I don't think 484 is going to be that big a deal. No. Well, it's getting hung up a little bit right here. 485. There's some sellers. Let's see here. Let's see if it keeps testing this area. If it keeps testing, it's probably going to break. I think we're about to get a, if this breaks over at 484, 485 area right here. Oh, kind of getting hung up there though. We are definitely getting hung up. Back a little here. I mean, we did just have three big green candles in a row. It's about an 85-cent move. It's starting to look like it's curling a little bit. And this may pull back to the 9. This may pull back down to 446 if it can't hold up. It's trying to hold up that 470 area right now. And we got a few minutes on this candle. Let's see. I'll go ahead and start the downtrend here on the 1 minute. Yeah, so it's cracking 470. So this might pull back. Now on the 5 minute, we are forming a flag if it can hold up in this candle it's currently in. All right, Epic, have a good one, buddy. Good job making a quick profit on this. See, the bottom hit. No, the bottom of that red candle is still a little bit higher than the bottom of this green candle, unless it cracks here. Got a minute on this candle to close. And 460 area is trying to hold up, but not able to do it. Yeah, this is pulling back a lot harder than I was expecting, but I'm still gonna hold this for a few minutes, see if it's gonna bounce off of this 9 or not. Should be pretty strong support at that pre-market high. Is that 4? It was the area it's in right now. And then 450 should be some decent support as well. I think as long as 450 holds up, I'll hold this. That's a crooked line, though. Hey, if anybody's in New Orleans or in that area that's getting hit by that hurricane, stay safe. Get out of there, because it's getting pretty bad from what I was seeing. Don't know why that just popped in my head, but it did. See, PED looks alright. Looks like it might try to move some more. And 465 is acting as some resistance. Well, there it goes. It just broke through it. And we're starting to climb back up. This might end up being a triangle possibly here. If It keeps consolidating at the way it's consolidating. See PED over 2. Click over here real quick and look at it. Man, back over 2. It's looking pretty interesting. Nice. That's a great entry on PED getting in there at open. And that $1.50 area, yeah, that's a nice move. That's a great play. Let's see, VBIV hitting real close to the top of the downtrend. We got let's see what we got. Less than a minute on this candle to close. Let's see this candle close over 465. Got 15 seconds for it to close over 465. Here we go, through 475. Still getting held up by the downtrend a little bit. I'm trying. VBIV is just consolidating right now. It's making this triangle. Bouncing in between the 450 support and that 475 resistance. So at this point, this could go either way. And it's looking like it may break out here soon. If we can get over that 475. We're kind of building up into this area. Yeah, here it goes. Let's see what we look like at that 485. We're right through that. Here we go, all the way up to 490. Let's see if it can push to 5. And I'm probably going to lock out at 5 unless I see it starting to break 5. So it looks like we're going to get to 5 here in a second. And didn't quite get to 5. Hit 498, but I'm waiting. I want to see 5 on the ask to see how many sellers are sitting at 5. We didn't quite get there. Got to 498, so 5 is definitely going to be some pretty strong resistance because it got rejected before it even got to 5. But I'm still going to try to give it a chance to try to see if it's going to touch 5 or not. We still got pretty strong volume. If this candle doesn't start breaking over 5, this could be a double top here. You really need to see it test 5 on this candle. If not, it'll have to pull. If not, then it'll pull back and probably have to consolidate. But this is looking like a double top. Four minutes. Let's see. If we do break 5, it's going to be resistance at 515. And then after 515, there's nothing all the way up to 6. Interesting. We got a pretty steep downtrend on that little sell-off. So, trying to get over that little downtrend right now on the 1 minute. So, if that 485 area that was strong resistance, if that can hold up as support, while this consolidates under 5. This is looking like it might try. Yeah, and it's trying right now. Let's see, there's a lot of sellers at 5. Let's see. We just hit 5. Let's see if it can break. That was a quick little touch of 5. 5 is definitely strong resistance. Got a minute on this candle. I'm gonna hold it here. I think it's gonna try to break if it keeps testing 5 right here. $5.20. That's kind of what I was thinking, DB. I was thinking if it breaks 5, it'll probably push that 5.15 area, maybe 5.20. You see, buyers are trying to hold it up above 490 right now to keep it testing 5. 12 seconds on this candle. If it can close above that 485 support, it's going to pull back. Yep, it's going to pull back. So now we're going to have to wait, let it consolidate again. It's going to have to break this new downtrend. Yeah, still good. Still decent amount of buyers coming in. We really want to see 475 hold up as support. So it needs to get back over 490 to break that downtrend. On the 1 minute, selling volume is decreasing. We need to see some buying come in. I'm sure some of this pullback is people locking in profit at 5. And if they all got, if everybody's done selling here and we start get buying back in, we'll probably go for another. It'll probably try to go for another try, but it's still got to get back over 4. Let's see, where's this downtrend at now? Yeah, it's got to get back over that 484, 485, 485 area. And a break to start pushing back up. I did see buyers push it up off the 9, which is a good sign. See, this 5-minute candle's fixing to close. So if this one starts pushing up over the downtrend, may get that test here soon. You see that candle came right up to the downtrend. It hasn't broke yet though. $4.85 was holding up as some resistance, but now it's starting to break through that. I don't know if it's going to test $5 on this candle or the next candle. It may be the next 5-minute candle. This candle can continue to consolidate between 480 and 490 and then close above 490, then I think that next candle we can see the push through 5. We still got 3 minutes on this candle though to consolidate. I really want 480 to hold up. Selling pressure is trying to keep it in this downtrend right now. It hit that downtrend, tried to break out for a second, but it got pushed right back down below it. We really wanted to get out of this downtrend soon. If not, it's going to sell off. Needs to get out of this. $40 on this candle. See if it can get back above 480. It was starting to crack 475. I don't know. It may not try to test 5 again if it keeps selling off like this. You can see it right now, just riding right down this downtrend line. Selling pressure is pretty tough at the moment. Yeah, it still does have a lot of volume. So I haven't given up on it yet. And the 9 is held up so far as well. It's on the 5-minute, it's riding up the 9 nicely, so. Ooh, big buyer just came in there. Here we go. We might test 5 again here all of a sudden. Big buyer's starting to pop in this. That was a good strong break of that downtrend. So that selling downtrend's over with now. Well, I don't have any more funds to trade today. So I'm not gonna be able to find another opportunity, but this has, I don't know what else is really going on at the moment, but if this breaks over 5, there's still a good bit of opportunity in this for it to keep running. But if it doesn't break 5 here soon, then I'm just gonna lock my profit out. So I'm not gonna sit it and forget it right at this pivotal moment of it breaking 5 or not. I've got 800 something in this small account. But I traded yesterday, and it's a cash account. I'm not on margin, so I can't trade as much as I want. And I also made a trade in pre-market. Took a small loss on whatever it was, ZAG or something like that. It's a very small loss, like $3 or something. So this is like the last of my funds for today. No, I No, I don't use margin. I don't have leverage or margin. Daniel B's calling it to break 5 soon. I mean, it looks like it's starting to look like it did when it broke that 484 area. Kind of making this little consolidation flag right under there. But it did the same thing last time and ended up selling off. Oh, here we go. Ooh, yeah, it's going to break. Nice. I hit 505. Let's see if this can keep running or not. Support trying to build at 5. Here we go. Saw that support start building at 5, and then buyers coming back in, pushing it up a little bit more to 508. Big volume bar on that on that candle, like 9 million in volume. I'm not gonna like it yet, DB. We're just now. I mean, we're still trying to build support at 5. I'm gonna give it a chance. Because we didn't hit 515. We didn't even get close to it, and that's the next resistance. $508. Why is 508 holding up as resistance? There's a decent amount of sellers sitting on 508. I don't really see a reason for that, other than it being a new high, but yeah, 520, at least. I mean, 515. That's what the next resistance is after 5. If it can hold up, if it can hold 5 as support, which it keeps trying to do, but keeps getting tested. But that 515 area is where where I want to lock in at. And it may have to pull back again before it does try to get up to 515. Which it is pulling back a little bit now, but probably have another 15 minutes of consolidation if it doesn't sell off. I'm not wishful thinking. I'm not wishful thinking at all, DB. We just had a strong break with a 10 million volume candle. over 5. And we're just doing the same thing that it did back here on these other pullbacks right now. It's just consolidating. You know, if it starts cracking below the consolidation area, then I'll get out. But the nine hasn't even, it didn't even tested the 9 yet, so I'm definitely not going to get out quite yet when it's still in this consolidation area around that 495 area. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not risking anything. Like, I'm going to lock in a profit regardless on this. I'm just trying to give it a chance to really run. If it can really start running, because if it breaks that 515, it does have room all the way up to 6. Now, I don't know if it can do all that or not, but Microsoft announced they're going to buy TikTok. Interesting. See, now we're back over 5. We consolidated. We're breaking that downtrend. We're going to come up to that 508 area. If it can get through this 505 area, for some reason that's holding up. Let's see. Like that. Bam. There we go. Oh, may announce. Oh, okay, I didn't read the whole thing. Yeah, that definitely sounds like one of those you're on the risk it to get the biscuit saying for one life. That's like an old saying. If we can take out all these sellers, there it goes. Here we go. Very nice. Here's that pop. Here's that little pop. We just hit 513. Let's see if it can test 515, and then I will probably lock out if 515 does not break. And we're hitting 514. Which is acting as some resistance. 515's breaking. I'm taking my hands off. Let's see up to 517. It's still getting held up at 515 though. I'm gonna give it half a second here. Let's see what it looks like. It starts looking like a sell-off, or if it's gonna consolidate. It's not going to 1,099. I guess I could sell half. Look at this thing. See, that 508 area is trying to hold up as support now. So if that starts holding that support, then I'm just going to keep holding, because if we keep building support levels on the way up, do have this kind of steep downtrend. That 508 did just crack, so that didn't work. That did not work out yet. Starting to build a little support at 510. So this candle's fixing to close. I'm going to hold for a second before I lock anything out. I'm going to hold for this candle to close and see what happens. We're breaking through 515 again. Second push through 515 there. Still acting as some resistance, but boom, boom, up to 520. Buyers trying to hold up 515 support, and then they just got taken out there. I'm gonna lock a little bit out. I'm gonna lock 10 out there. Just a little 10 for now. But I am gonna start scaling out of this at this point. Nice. Nice, Chad. $520, there's some resistance. They won't. It almost broke 520 though. I'm gonna give it a second before I lock anything else out. See if it pushes through 520, and if it pushes through 520, then on this next push, 515 still trying to hold us some support. We do have a bit of a flag going on here. Get out of here. That's 3 minutes on this candle. Are getting held up in this area. I locked 10 more out. Oh man, I got locked out and then dipped on me a little bit. It's alright. I still got 30 left. I'm gonna try to hold a little bit longer with this last 30. Yeah, we still got decent sized buyers coming in. That 508 area still trying to hold us some support. Actually, that's yeah. I mean, at this point, it's hard to say if it's going to even get back up to that 520. It still looks pretty decent, though. I mean, it's having a little pullback, but it just looks like another consolidation pullback. And if it starts breaking over that downtrend, I think it'll test 520 again and then possibly break that. if 508 can hold. I want this 508 support to hold, or it might be another one of these 3 candle consolidations, or it could be completely done, but 508 not holding, so let's see if it open that candle opened up right at 508. $505 trying to hold a support too. So then I think I'm gonna hold it as long as $5 holds up. I'm gonna try to hold this last 30. It is having a pretty decent pullback right now. Let's see, crack 5 there, but 5 still trying to hold up. This may be done. See, 5 starting to act as resistance again. $4.95 is where that dropped to. Tops of those candles, tops of that double top is $4.98. This $5 area should be pretty strong. But it's acting as resistance though. It's not good. See, we got 3 minutes on this candle. Yeah, there's a lot of selling pressure starting to come into this. I think I'm about to lock out. Shoo! See if this 9 EMA can hold up right here. So that dropped down to 487. Yeah, 487. So 9 is at 493. Minute on this candle. I'm getting out. Starting to crack this 9. So not quite as far as much as I'd like, but I'll take it. Small little win today. Yeah, Zag, I got in pretty early. I was kind of thinking the same thing. Yeah, I lost 4 on Zag. That it might get some attention, and I got in after the pullback and the little bounce. I got in at 346 right here at the beginning of this green candle, and it just sold off, so I just got out for a small loss when it started cracking the 9 EMA right here. Yeah, a lot of things sold off. So when that Fed announcement was made, the 9 still trying to hold up on this. There still might be a possibility that this keeps climbing, but it is starting to kind of curl over at this point. It's all right though. Good job, guys. Good job to everybody who made a nice little profit on this play. This is a decent little play here. See what else is happening. PED, nothing there. MOXC, nothing. CLVS, nothing. Solo, nothing. Acre, IFMK, MYT, POLA. POLA still selling off. I thought this was going to get some attention today, and it didn't get anything. Barely got 1 million in volume now. PSTI, that sold off. They got FDA clearance. Auto, that made a nice move. Upgraded to outperform. That's interesting that the 2 stocks. DL, it's not much of a move though. 2 stocks with PR that moves. Well, PAIX did move a little bit too. But Auto and VBIV both. It's got to run up because of vaccines, I guess. Interesting. But both were upgraded and both got some nice moves. And this is weird because used to those plays would not move whatsoever. So I'm curious if it's like new traders that are getting excited about that. About analysts saying that their price target, they've raised their price target and they're set to outperform and all that. I'm wondering if it's like new traders or what. It looks like VBIV might try to get back up to that 520 area. It's trying to break that another downtrend. But still, the selling pressure is getting heavy. Like here's more of a straight up move. And then these highs that it was making. But the candles of these highs have gotten smaller and smaller all the way up to that 520. So I don't know how much more it can really run. At least without having a big pullback. Well, guys, it's been real. Not a bad day. I we can see if there's any other thing. See, PED kind of in a big triangle. I do actually have a little bit of funds left. PED starting to pop up a little bit here. Some resistance at 185. If this can break 185 here, it might start moving again. So let's say readjust this at 185. Yeah, that's where the resistance is. Bam, there we go. So actually I'm gonna watch VIB, or not VBI, but PED here for a second. I may try to go a little 50 shares on this. If it starts breaking this downtrend at this 185 area. Trying to build support at 175. I'm going. Big buyers came in at 179, but let's see if it can break the downtrend. That's what we got to see break. But there was some big buyers that started coming in. See the seller sitting here in this downtrend area. See if enough buying comes in to push it through. So we got a minute on this candle. Boom! There we go. Nice. All the way up to 190, breaking that downtrend. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Let's let this guy ride for a second, see if it breaks over 2 again. Yeah, 2 would be the next resistance. If it can hold above 190, then it'll probably try to test 2. And then if it breaks 2, it's got room to 210. So we got 2 and 210 as resistance. Looks like we might try to test 2 here really soon. Pulling back below 190. And so we're just consolidating right now under 2. $195 is acting on some resistance. Needs to break through that soon. Ooh, it's getting a little wild here, man. That level 2 is going nuts. Some serious volume starting to come into this. It's struggling with 195. It keeps hitting it, bouncing back to 190. Quick little moves. Which PED did rip hard earlier from 150 all the way up to 227, so this stock can rip. And I can see why, because this level 2, when volume starts really coming in, it starts bouncing all over the place. Woo, big old buyer sitting at 190 trying to hold this up. There we go, finally pushing through 195. And then we're back below 195. This might get wild here soon. Here we go. Let's see what 2 looks like. There's definitely some selling there. We're still in this little flag. Trying to get this $2 break. And some pretty decent buying volume. I don't know if it's gonna break or not. Oh, well, that bottom of that flag broke out. See, 190 still trying to hold. That big buyer is still sitting on 190. They're trying to take him out right now. So we've got a minute for this candle to close. If this candle closes over 190, I think the next candle is going to break. 30 seconds here. They're taking out that big buyer at 190. I don't think 190 is going to hold. No, it's not. . 190 acting as resistance a little bit. So I'm going to try to give us a few more minutes here. There we go, back over 190. Oh, it closed right in time over 190. That next candle opened up right at 190. So we got this little downtrend. There's still quite a bit of buy-in coming in this, letting it consolidate. Let's see, that line would be like this. There. I'll let it ride here for a second, because we are making some nice consolidation. There's a big seller at 194. So that may be an issue. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So pulling back a little bit. Let me see, is this downtrend to be adjusted? Yeah, okay. So we're actually still in this triangle. This could be. See, 186 so far has held up. Ooh, that was a quick drop down. Turn my head for half a second. At 9 the EMA. Needs to hold up. We got 30 seconds on this candle. This may not get it. Pulling back all the way down to the trend line. And you can see this triangle pretty clearly now. So 175 needs to hold up. Ooh, man, this is starting to crack. Let's see, 167. Yeah, I may have to get out of this. It's getting real weak. Well, if it can hold up right here, this might be the end of this current selling pressure. I don't like how that 1 minute candle opened up right below the downtrend line. Let's see, where did we get down to? 172. So I think I'm gonna put a stop loss. Let's see, 169 would be right there. I'm gonna put a stop loss at 169 because if it cracks that downtrend, it's probably gonna be done. But give me just. Yeah, you can see right now on the 1 minute how it's riding along that bottom of that downtrend. So if that cracks, it'll just sell off. If that doesn't crack, it'll probably try to go back up and try to test that $2 area. So let's sit here and hold it for a second. Let's see if it can climb back up and make it to the tippy of this triangle for a breakout or not. So what would it look like on the 1 minute? Got some resistance at that 180. Which we saw that. 186. 2. So there is a lot of resistance in these areas. 215, 238, let's see, at 220, 227, 225 or whatever. Oh, it may crack here. It's getting real close to cracking. Yeah, I think this is about to crack. Because it is struggling to get back over 175, and that trend line is really getting tested. That 1 minute candle there opening under the trend line. Even if my trend line's a little bit off still. If it drops below 172, then that trend line is done. You see buyers in there at 171 trying to hold this up, but it's looking a little sketchy. Yeah, the way it keeps testing this trend line support is really trying to take it out. Let's see if even if I adjust it, if it makes sense. What's VBIV doing? Yeah, so VBIV just going sideways. Anything anywhere else? What are you guys looking at, Daniel B and One Life? What stocks are you paying attention to at the moment? Was that a cat in a box? What was a cat in a? What is that supposed to mean? What is a cat in a box got to do with anything? Oh wow! And then you, you put a cat in a box, and then you put some Chinese food in a box right after that. I don't know if you meant to do that on purpose. I'm gonna assume that you did. You trying to get my channel taken down off of YouTube? What's wrong with you? So we're coming back up in this triangle. This is going to do something soon. PED is either going to sell off real hard soon at the tip of this triangle, or it's going to break out soon. But we're consolidating quite nicely into the tippy tip. You lost $22 on VBIV. How'd you do that? You didn't lock out anything? You were yelling at me to lock out, and you didn't lock out. What's wrong with you? Oh, you just traded about 15 minutes ago? Okay. I forgive you then. Didn't hit your target? Yeah. It sucks when it doesn't hit your target. You try to strategize your targets out, and then sometimes it gets real close but doesn't quite get there. This thing is definitely getting squeezed in this triangle. I'm going to take a quick couple minute break here, guys. Take a little breather from staring at this screen, because there's probably going to be a few minutes before this either hits my stop loss or starts breaking out. Probably a couple more candles. But we'll see. I'll be right back, guys. All right, so we're slowly creeping back up here a little bit to this top of this triangle, or it was creeping back up. Let's pulling back a little bit now. It's still not quite to the tippy of the triangle yet. Some resistance at 185 here. Holding up a little bit, slowly getting pecked at. Yeah, you gotta stick to those stop losses, that's for sure. We don't want to see this dip down too far. Yeah, it's 175 building support. So we probably got about five to 10 more minutes before it starts to break out of this consolidation. Yep, it is a must. You are not wrong. See, we got 2 minutes on this 5-minute candle. I'm gonna say probably the next 7 minutes. Like if this candle can close over 180-ish, then I think the next candle will start to break. Nice buyers coming in there at 185. Getting close to that downtrend at 190. Testing right now. A minute on this candle. Yeah, looking pretty decent here. Big seller at 191. Trying to hold this back. Just gotta take out that big seller, man. That's gonna need a really good volume push to push through that 191 big seller that's sitting there. I don't know what I'm having for lunch yet today, DB. I have no idea. I got a lot of stuff to do today to get done before I go on vacation tomorrow. So I haven't even thought about food yet. But my hunger monster is definitely starting to rumble though. Oh, we're breaking through that big seller. He's out of the way. Starting to pop out of this triangle. Still going to run into $2 though, so I don't know if it'll break or not, but it is looking pretty good right now. At 195 is also a resistance area. That's what I was saying earlier. There's just a lot of resistance between here and $2. Yeah, you can see 195 holding pretty strong at the moment. Now it's breaking down. Nope. Yeah, there it goes. Breaking through 195. It's getting hung up at 195. That's really holding up as a tough position. Needs to break over 2 soon though. If it gets hung up at 2 again, then that may be all it's got. Yeah, I agree, One Life. That's what I was saying. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good for the breakout. But it does need to get over. It does need to at least test 2 soon. It hasn't tested 2 yet. Still struggling here. Got 40 seconds for this candle to close. I like to see this 5-minute candle close over 190, but I don't know if it's going to or not. At least close over. Ooh, pulling all the way back. So that's a little sketchy. So this candle's not going to really close at a good spot. There's a real struggle right now between buyers and sellers. I mean, this is a dogfight. I think shorters are trying to bring this down. But it's not looking good right now because it's falling back down to the bottom of the trend line. Definitely needs to hold 180. It really needs to stay above the 9. In fact, this candle opened up below the 9 and it's not even pushing back above the 9 at the moment is a bit concerning. But 180 is still trying to hold up a support. That holds up. We still got 3 minutes on this 5-minute candle to try to hold up this 180. But it is testing it right now. And you see now 180 starting to act as resistance, so PED may not get it. Maybe too much resistance. See if I redraw the top of this downtrend, it'll be right there at 194, 195 area, top of those two candles. So I don't know, we'll see. This is definitely taking longer than I thought it would to make up its mind of which way it's gonna go. Who's gonna win this battle? Because it's hard to say. We keep building lower highs and higher lows. It's getting the squeeze. Big seller at 180. And he got taken out, or he took his order out, one of the two. $30 seconds for this to close over 180. Huh? What'd you just take a loss on? One Life? What'd you take? What'd you take that loss on? On PED? Did you get in? Did you try to get in right up here somewhere or something? This thing is being tricky. Okay. It's definitely being very tricky, man. The fact that it got you is pretty surprising to me. It keeps looking like it's going to break out, and then it doesn't. And then it doesn't sell off. It just keeps consolidating. Yeah, with that increase in volume, that's what I'm saying. It's being a very tricky play. Because it'll start looking like it might break out, and all of a sudden it dips down real fast. But that's the thing. That's why I keep saying it's building higher lows, but also building lower highs. And at this point, I just don't know which way it's gonna go. I have no idea. Because I thought here it was gonna break out. I thought here it was gonna break out, and so far it's twice. Twice I've been wrong. But it's not getting a big volume push. Like it's like people want to see it get over 2 before real big buying volume comes in, but it needs real big buying volume to push over 2. There you go. Yeah, I know you're not worried about them little losses. One Life, you'll make those back next week, no problem. You'll probably make them back tomorrow. And then some. I just wish it would make its mind up of which way it wants to go. Because I got things to do. I got things to do. I got so much to do today, and the stock just won't decide. It just won't break out, and it won't sell off. It just wants to stay right here in this range. See, now it's starting to come back up again in that 190 area. Yeah, you gotta stay. You're sticking to your stop losses, man. You know what you're doing. You know, some days you have those days where trades just don't work out. You know as well as I do. This is getting squeezed, man. This is such a squeeze on this stock. If big buying volume does come in, and it can get over all these resistance areas, it may make a nice move, but I just don't have an idea if it's even going to do that or not. See, it's trying to build support at 185, but then the 185 just cracks. Don't say that one life. Good Lord. It does look like a flat. It does look like a flat top, though. You're right about that. Like I said, at this point, I don't know what it's gonna do. Like, I really don't. At this point, I'm just along for the ride because I keep trying to read the price action, but the price action, I keep getting it wrong. So now we're right up to the top of this downtrend line. And it's getting hung up there. Now it's starting to pop through a little bit. It's going to break it. We'll see. This will be the third time of this kind of same area. If it don't break this time, I'd say it's going to sell off. That's what I would think. You can tell by looking at my screen that's going to break out. Oh, on the 5-minute chart. I don't know, man. Because it's getting rejected at the downtrend right now on the 1 minute. The flat tops aren't that even. Like the flat tops like right there, which is a little bit higher than those other flat tops. So it's not exactly. Like, that's the thing. It wasn't getting held up at the exact same area each time. None of these flat tops are kind of equal with each other, because right there's those two, and then you got to move it up to get to these two. So see, now it's coming back down. Like, the flat top thing is fine, but this pivot point right here was where the downtrend was at. And it got rejected off that downtrend again. This thing needs to hurry up. There is buyers that keep coming in at price areas that keep holding it up and making higher lows. But as soon as they don't come in, it could crash. I just don't know. I don't know which way it's going to go. Although now it's starting to look like it may break out here. Alright. Okay, PED. This is ridiculous. This does not do something soon. I don't care what it does, either break out or sell off. Now it's breaking out. Look at here. Finally, all day. All the way up over 2. Quick pop. Show me the frisk. Show me the frisk, PED. After this breakout, it better not just run to 210. That better not be as high as it goes. As long as it took for this breakout to happen. Better at least get up and test this high a day. If we keep doing this consolidation nonsense some more, then I may just set it and leave it. Come on, where's all the new buyers at? It finally broke over all this resistance. Where are y'all at to come in and push this up more? There we go. There we go. Now we're starting to do something. Now we are starting to get a little attention. We're starting to do a little flag deal here on the 1 minute possible flag. Still getting held up at 210. But after that long of consolidation, I refuse to think that this is going to stop right here. I think it's got more in it. So I'm going to try to hold. My price target's 227. That high a day. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You must have been typing that as I was speaking it, because as soon as I got done saying it, I looked over and it popped up. We'll see if it shows the frisk. If it sits here and takes another 30 minutes to consolidate again before it moves up to this high day, I'm gonna be ready to throw my mouse across the room. Frisk, frisk, frisk. We're having some more sell-off here. $2 better hold up as support. Strong as resistance as it was, $2 should build as support now at this point. Breaking through 210 here, very nice. Breaking that downtrend as well. Still getting hung up at 210 though. See, we got 3 seconds. This candle's 5-minute candle's fixing to close. And let's see if we keep pushing into this high a day. Boom, there we go. Get through that 10. doing a nice little creep. 210 still acting as some resistance. Let's see, the high day is at 227. The two tops of these candles is at 220. So 220 is going to be some resistance. I really want to see this candle close over 2 to confirm that $2 support. See, where's 210 at? Because we're getting hung up at 210. Right there. Well, it's starting to test that 2 support again. Still got a minute and a half. And 2 is cracking. Oh, this stock. This stock here. Put that downtrend in right there. This stock's gonna give me, it's gonna give me anxiety. It's gonna give me mental issues. What is it up? 155%. So I mean, it's up pretty high. It may. I think it's got to at least. Got to at least test that high a day at this point. If it doesn't test that high a day, then that would be pretty wild. Scared me. Thinkorswim scared me with this little notification there. Well, it's really wanting to test this $2 support. If this $2 support holds up, then we should see these new buyers come in. I know we had to bring the old saying back, the show me the frisk. It's not a very frisky stock. It acts like it's frisky, and then it's like, nah, I'm not that frisky. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna get frisky, and it's like, nah, I'm not gonna get that frisky. kind of like when your wife or girlfriend, you ask them what they want to eat, and they're like, "Oh, I'm really hungry for this," and they're like, "Ah, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You decide." And then you throw out a suggestion, and she's like, "No, I don't want that." And you're like, "Okay, well, how about a 227 price target?" "No, that doesn't sound very good, but maybe." Eh. It's one of those type of deals. That's what this stock is like. Tell my wife didn't hear that, or something would have been thrown at my head. What do you think, One Life? You think it's gonna try to test that high a day at this point? Well, it might if it starts pushing up over 210 right here, actually. No, 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 of course not. Of course it doesn't want to try to do it right there. Yeah, you think so? Boom, here we go. All the way up to that high a day. And then right back down. Let's see if it tries to break or not. That 220 is holding up pretty strong. Tops of those candles. See, it hit 226, but it didn't quite hit 227. As long as I've held this, I'm gonna hold it and see if it can break through that. I'm gonna give it a shot to try. Trying to break through 225 now. Level 2 is getting wild again. Boom, there we go. Up to 230. Pushing through 230, very nice. Now that 200 day is at 241. Lock 10. Oh man, it got me again. Lock 10 shares out there. I was trying to lock it out, lock 10 of it out over 225, but it decided to dip really quick. Your daily has it above all indicators? Really? Huh. That's weird. So a lot of buying coming in, but the selling is trying to keep it down like it has this whole time. I think these shorters would start covering at some point. Oh, there it goes. Starting to rip. Starting to rip. Just hit another new high. It looks like it's going to try to push. I don't know, 230 starting to act as some resistance. I'm breaking through that though. Got a minute on this candle. $230 trying to build some support there. If this closes over 230, I think it's gonna probably start moving pretty good. Breaking through 235 right here, looks like. Oh, nope. Almost. Got 9 seconds. Is it going to close over 230 or not? It did. This could be a double top though, the way where it closed at. Yeah, I think that's going to be a double top. Maybe. Needs to break back over 230 here soon. Just trying to do it right now. Here we go. Starting to rip. Oh, nope. Still not a rip. Just a little pop. See, it looks like that 200 is accurate because it is getting held up a little bit. Big buyer was in at 235. He got taken out pretty quick though. If it breaks over this 200 day, then it might get frisky. 235. There it goes. What's that? 235 is still trying to hold. 236 has got some sellers at it. They're slowly getting taken out. Ooh, we hit 240 and came right back down. We're hitting right at that 200. I'm gonna lock 10 more out. And I've got 30 left. I'm gonna try to hold to see if this can break through this 240 and really get ripping. It's definitely getting held up here. Now hold on, DB, calm down. We're testing the 200 day. If it breaks this 200 day, then it can really start ripping. So I'm trying to give it a chance. At the 244. $246 new high. Breaking through. Let's see. Well, let's see what happens here at 250. Big seller at 250. Still a good amount of buyers coming in a little bit here, though. I'm gonna lock another 10 out, though. I'm gonna be careful. So I got 20 left. What just happened? What just happened? What is going on right now? What just happened? It doesn't look like my Thinkorswim's frozen, but because all this stuff is working over here. What happened? What's going on right now? Is your level 2s and Simon Sales working on this? What did it just get halted for? What's going on? There wasn't like any... That was a random halt. Maybe it got halted for news or something. This stock right here is the craziest stock. I mean, I see that it's halted, but I'm saying, why did it get halted? There wasn't, I mean, I didn't see anything crazy. Oh, is the whole market halted? Is that what's going on right now? No, VBIV is moving. Can we get a press release stating that it's got halted for a PR? Well, this is certainly interesting. This is a turn of events I was not expecting. A random halt out of nowhere. VBIV, I'm at 27 on. I'm at 28 on this guy. But I have no idea what is going on right at the second. Huh. Well, hopefully it's good news. At 235. Well, I mean, I've only got 20 shares left, and my entry was all the way down at 180, so, I mean, it'd have to drop 70 cents pretty quickly. It's going to $1? You think it's going to $1? Why do you think that? You think it's an offering? It could be an offering. It very easily could be an offering. Let me take a look at things here. See if I can find out what's going on. If I put it now, I guess. I don't want to put it at 235. I'll put it at 229. So that's in there. And I'll be right back, guys. what is let's see. Um, I mean, I could possibly let's see what Apple is doing today. Hmm. Yeah, Apple could possibly rally tomorrow. But I think a lot of the buying on Apple will probably come after the split because it's going to be a lot cheaper then. Like what I've been thinking is a lot of with the influx of new traders and quarantine traders and all that, whatever you want to call them, because a lot of them really can't afford a lot of Apple where it's at now with that split. I'm thinking a lot of those people would try to pick it up, and then I don't see why institutions would not pick it up. Grab more of it when it does split. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say with splits. But Apple, Apple is Apple. So I think we've been talking about. You think only selling till the split? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it could rally tomorrow, but I think the buy-in's going to come in after the split. I don't think it's going to be before the split. Personally, we've been talking about Apple since that split announcement came out. Man, PED, I swear, if they don't come out of this halt soon, with this random news halt out of nowhere, it's got to be an offering. If it comes out with some more good news, then that would be pretty wild, but spent so much time in this stock so far, and now it wants to halt on some nonsense. You have to own it. You have to own it before the split. Ugh. It's not. Apple's not going to be an entire It's not going to be just a regular split. It's a stipulated split. Is that what you're saying? Because I thought it was just a regular split. But yeah, I got showed the frisk all right. PED is frisking me all up and down. PED's done TSA'd my ass on this frisk that it showed. Should have never even said that. Should have never brought that saying back. Yeah, that is a good point, DB. Institutions may dump it on. They may dump it on the retail traders after the split, make it lower, scare everybody out of it, then buy it all up cheap, discount price. Pending news due to possible sale. Where'd you see that at? Because that's what I was looking for. I was looking to see if there was news anywhere about this halt. It did said Sandridge skyrockets after PED was showing buying interest, so maybe they're going to buy it. Maybe they're going to announce they bought this company or whatever. Is it Sandridge? Because that's what the original PR said. Permian Trust. Yeah, Sandridge is Permian Trust. If PED is buying this company, this may not be a bad thing. This may be a good thing. Now, if they come out and say they decided not to buy the company, that could be a bad thing. Yeah, so I just read further in this PR. They indicated the buying interest with Sandridge. They sent them a letter. So this is either going to go one of two ways. It's going to be that they bought Sandridge and this is probably going to gap up and may even go crazy. Or they're going to come out and say that Sandridge denied their offer and then this will probably crash pretty hard. I don't think this is going to be I don't think it's going to just open and be a normal stock movement. I think it's going to go up real hard or down real hard. There's not going to be any in between on this after this halt. There's Sandridge. Sandridge was selling off. Well, what a cliffhanger this is. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I've really got to get going. This is this is kind of unfortunate. See, it's got some resistance at 3 if it breaks over 3. And it's got resistance at 340 and then 4. It doesn't have a ton of resistance ahead of it if this is good news and this does really start going crazy. Is anybody in chat in this besides me? Am I the only person who played this besides One Life? I'm glad I locked some of this out. Fantastic. It's got a nice little waiting game going on when I don't really have time for it. Of all the days for this to do this. Oh, you got back in at 2:05? Nice One Life. So you're in here with me then. No wonder you were cussing out this stock. Like, I wouldn't normally complain, but I'm going on vacation early in the morning, and I have a lot to do today to get ready for it. I have a real estate photographer coming over in not too long here. And I could just go about my day. And always check it on my phone. I could always cancel this order on my phone. But for the sake of ending the stream, I'm trying to give it a chance to undo this. Nice One Life, making back some of that loss earlier. We'll see what happens out of this nonsense halt. It's just, of all the days, this was not the day that I needed to be stuck in a stock. You think it's going to be halted for a long time? It may be one of those couple of hour halts. They might have struck a deal and then they have to get all the paperwork signed. And then they gotta, do whatever else. Get the PR in place to put out. So you put yours at 225, mine at 228. I'll bring mine down to 220. I'll bring mine down to 224 as well. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna bring mine down to 224 so that way it has a little bit more room in case it does dip pretty hard. But we'll give the stream about 5 more minutes here, see if this unhalts or not. And then if it doesn't, you guys be sure, if you're not, go join the Facebook group, Framework Fortune Day Trading, and I will update what happens with this trade there if it doesn't unhalt within the next 5 or 7 minutes or so. But I can't keep waiting, because it could very easily be a couple of hours, could be a whole entire day. There's really no telling with this type of halt. It can be very long. So if you do have any questions, suggestions, or ideas, go ahead and get those in case it doesn't unhalt. Like I said, we'll give the stream 5 more minutes here. There will not be a stream tomorrow, and there will not be a stream on Monday, because I won't be back until late in the day Monday. PD's up 200% too. No, nothing, no comments, no questions, no nothing. I'm actually going to set an alarm on my phone. If you have the Thinkorswim app on your phone, you can set alarms. So that way, no matter what I'm doing, if it doesn't rip, then most likely my stop loss will get hit. If it does rip, I will know that it's ripping, and I can hop on my phone and know what's up. Because it looks like it's going to be a while. I think One Life is right. It's probably going to be a few hours. CVM. Let's take a look at it here. I mean, and it does need volume, but until it has volume, I wouldn't touch it, especially because it's kind of curling over. No PR. Has been on a slow uptrend on the daily. It's going to have resistance at 1380. But yeah, just no volume at all right now on it. So I definitely want to wait to see volume on it. Okay, that's a little weird. My P&L right there just changed. My P&L on the open. Why did that do that for? That's really weird because there's no way where I should be in the red. See, VBIV, what is it doing? VBIV bounced a little bit, but nothing there. I'm gonna give this a minute and see if this is gonna open up here at 1140, because my P&L changed there. Nope, not seeing anything. Let's see. All right, well, it looks like it's going to be a while. So I'm going to call it a day, guys. Like I said, join the Facebook group if you want to know what happens, or it'll be next Tuesday before I live stream again, and I can tell you what happens then. I mean, if you see the stock, you know what's going to happen, but if you want to know exactly what I lost or made on this, then you can find out. But yeah, no stream tomorrow, no stream Monday. I'll be back next week. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Until next time.